Hey YouTube, Kayak DIY here, and right now I'm going to show you how to build your own kayak angler's bucket. Step 1, get yourself a 5-gallon bucket. Step 2, get yourself a 5-gallon bucket wrap. Okay, here is a look at the bucket wrap. It is basically a tool belt for your bucket, and so it has all different kinds of solutions for storage. Now, I will have a link in the video description below for multiple different styles of these bucket wraps, some that actually have enclosed zipper pockets. But what we're going to need to do is we're going to need to take this bucket wrap, and as you can see, it fits inside the bucket down here. We're going to actually need to trim it. So we're going to make it so that we probably only have about 1 inch to 2 inches of overhang here. And then we're going to actually rivet it to the bucket. Okay, we are now going to rivet the bag to the 5-gallon bucket. So we first need to drill some pilot holes. Place the washer on the inside, and we put the rivet through the outside. Rivet, washer. So we're going to take the rivet, and there you go. And then we're going to do that all the way around. So now we have the inside riveted to the bucket so that it's not going to come loose. Next, we are going to take a through hole fitting. This is a 3/4 inch one, and we are going to have this become our drain for our live well. Okay, we're now going to drill the 1-inch hole for the through fitting. This is a 1-inch diameter right here, and so we need to drill a hole for that. I'm using a spade bit that's 1 inch, although I do recommend that you use a hole saw. A hole saw looks like this. It'll give you a lot cleaner hole. I do not have a 1-inch hole saw at the moment. So as you can see there, hole saw, not ideal. I am going to have to clean that up with a nice razor. Okay, once the hole is drilled and the hole is cleaned up, you are then going to be able to pass the through hole fitting through. But before you do that, I recommend that you put marine goop sealant on the inside and around the outside a little bit so that you have a good tight seal around those threads. Okay, we now have the drain put in that you can see. And now we are going to attach and set up the pump system, attaching the aerator head. So that's going to be a similar procedure to what we did here with the drain. So we're going to drill the same size hole, but we're going to do it on this side. Okay, so now the spray head is installed, so we'll be able to change the rate or flow of the pump. The pump is then going to be attached to this side. We now need to have the pump set up. Now, just to make sure that the pump stays attached and that the tubing stays attached, I would recommend that you actually use these types of fittings or clamps for your fittings instead of the plastic ones that come with the pump. For now, I'm just going to end up using both the plastic ones that come with the pump right here, and I'm going to use this up here to attach then to the tube. So here is a look at what we have so far. We have the spray head, which will allow us to change the flow of the pump. We have the drain, and the tubing coming off the side. And then from the spray head, we have tubing coming off the side to the pump. Benefits of having the pump dangle over the edges: it will not have to prime. You will not have to have one of those squeezing primers in the tube in order to suck up the water. This will just prime itself because it's in the water. The important thing though is that you end up getting steel clamps. I would recommend steel clamps for holding the tube onto the fitting. Something similar to this, we just ran out, so for purposes of just showing this video, we are showing it without, but I would recommend these steel clamps for all the fittings and places where you're connecting tubes, including this side. As you can see, and what you probably noticed, I didn't finish off the pump setup with any specific connectors yet. That's because everyone seems to have their own idea of how they like to have their power to their kayak, and they all have different connections. Now we're going to go and take a look at what lid options we have. Okay, this is option number one. This here is the Husky storage organizer. It just fits right over top here and it will lock into place. It's actually meant for this whole setup, as you can see there. So this one's kind of nice because it has storage, so you can have all of your favorite tackle up top. But one of the problems with it is it doesn't necessarily stay on. Like, it fits snug, but it can easily come off too. So this could land in the water. You may want to drill a hole and take some paracord or some type of tether and tie it to the actual bag. There is actually a good attach point right here for you to have a tether if you wanted. But this is one option. The other option is Gamma Vittles lid, which is actually meant for 5-gallon buckets, and I'll show you that as well. I'll have links in the video description below with all the items to make this, and hopefully you enjoy this. Thanks, and like, subscribe, and share.